welcome back to another episode of Jacksnax. Today we're going to take a closer peek at this awesome solo from James Honeyman-Scott. James was the first guitar player to be in the Pretenders. He died when he was 25 after making the first two records. They're really landmark records, that first one in particular. And the Pretenders album came out in 1980. And debut single, Stop Your Sobbing, was a cover, great song, but not theirs, right? This is their first song that they released to the world. This was their definitive statement as a band. And Kid was just an amazing slice of pop perfection, and nowhere is that more perfectly represented and crystallized than in the guitar solo. James's approach here is just about letter perfect. I am a picky bastard and I have no notes. It is just gorgeous. So the song starts in the key of C and then modulates up a third, okay, major third. And James has the enviable job of playing over that beautiful progression, which is kind of like a 50s progression, right? E major, C sharp minor, A and B. All right, and so we're going to be starting playing over the old structure of the F and G there, right? You're going to see. And we're going to then start, okay? So the first two chords that we'll be playing over are from the old structure before the entire song modulates up a major third into the key of E. All right, so that's what we're playing over: E, C sharp minor, A, and B. All right, so let's stop my yakking and I'll show you what I actually played. Okay, so over top of this, right? What do I play? We come up here, 13th fret, index finger bars across the B and E. G string is covered by the middle finger at the 14th fret, and we form a little F chord. Simple enough. We're playing an F chord here. So, yes. Now, how do we do that? That's down on the G string, up on the E string, and then the B string, and then cycle it again. And then just the outer pair, right? G to E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we come up 2 frets and we do the exact same thing except we leave off the last note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, rest. Okay, so stop after 4, not 4 and, just go 4. So it's going to be the last note you hit is going to be this G string at the 16th fret, B note. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and. That is some slick stuff. All right, without being too hard. It's not flashy. It's just so tasteful, man. The guy was just awesome. So 2nd fret, F sharp note, downstroke, hammer on up to the G sharp, pull off back to F sharp, pull off to an open E, and then up B string upstroke with the right. Two pick strokes out of the right. Down, and then down on the E, up on the B. So the right hand is super easy. Left hand, a little different. That's it. So it's a little triplet. Okay, so what's that second chunk? Okay, we've got. So we did an upstroke on the B. And then we're going to take our middle and ring finger and put them together on the 2nd fret, strum across just the 2 strings, right? And then slide up 2 frets and then come under and start jangling that high E again. Now, if anybody's hearing a similarity between this approach and Johnny Marr, good on you, because Johnny Marr has gone on record as saying this is one of the songs he warms up with. This is one of the solos that formed his entire style. So this one 26-second long guitar solo formed the approach or helped form the approach of another great, clean, jangly British guitar player that would emerge to, not front, but play alongside of Morrissey and the Smiths, okay, who I know a lot of people probably don't know this, but I love that stuff. It's great, okay? 1, 2, 3, and... All right, so what did we do there? We did this down across the 2 strings, slide up to the 4th fret on the G and B strings, up and under, and arpeggiate back. Slide up to C sharp with our middle finger, and then fret the 4th fret B string with our index finger, and then more arpeggios. Okay, so that part gets a little complex. All right, and what a beautifully dreamy sound that is, right? That's the C sharp, E, and D sharp, forming a C sharp minor chord with a 9. So somber and dreamy. Right, just gorgeous. All right, so 1, 2, 3, all in. All right, that is the rest of the first chunk of Kid, right? So that's over the A chord, and then over the B chord. All right, and it gets a little tricky there because where we're used to starting these arpeggios is on the G string, but we don't start the B arpeggio on the G string. We start it on the open B string. Right, so watch. A, B. Okay, so it's kind of crafty the way James does that, where he's just rolling, and because he's using 3s halfway through that little group of 3, that triplet figure, that upstroke on the B string there becomes our new downbeat of the B chord, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So that's kind of a crafty little bit right there. So you might find yourself stumbling to make that happen or feel like it has an accent, okay? But it's pretty simple. We're just going to do the A note here on the G string 2nd fret, and the 4th fret B string with, I use my pinky. Okay? So a G, E, B string, right? That's all I'm doing, okay? And make sure you arch. You got to get a nice clear rainbow effect there so that you don't deaden the high E string, okay? All right, that's the lick we're learning, right? We just finished playing over the B chord. All right, so that left us here, index finger, 2nd fret, G string, come back a fret, do 1 fret bend. Okay? You're gonna have to lean on that that hinge right there on that first knuckle. Okay? Fret the E note, D string, 2nd fret with the middle finger. All right, and reach over with the index finger, grab the B note and play 5, 6, 1. Okay, I'm using a lot of picking pressure on the next part of this line and a lot of downstrokes. All right, and the idea is to trigger the compression that's baked into the sound I have dialed in. If you have a compressor, I suggest you set it with a pretty firm limit at the upper picking pressure that you have, and that will smooth out the jangly bits, this whole, they won't be able to get too big and bloomy, and when you finally do dig in hard with your right hand, it gives it this beautiful Nashville snappy twang. Right, you hear how it kind of does that little squash? That's part of the deal. That's on the original recording. I love that. So I think I do a hammer on. You could pick it both if you want. All right, so we're doing a little slide from 4 up to 6 on the D string. Then the B note here at the 4th fret G string, and then finally ending on the tonic of the E chord, right? With our middle finger, 5th fret B string. Right? All right, that's the end of it, okay? So we've made our way up. Now we're going to position shift and come up to our ring finger on this F sharp note. Okay, pull off to E, then bend up to G sharp. Okay, back to the E. So that's 6-5, that's C sharp back to B. Those aren't frets, those are intervals, folks. But if you're a fret guy, that's the 6-4. So that's where it can get confusing for an interval guy talking to a fret guy or gal. Okay, so that's kind of a gliss slide back, right? Right, we're starting here, but okay. Then here's what I love about James's playing here. He actually does this. Okay, so it's not, it's, all right, that G note on the way up, flat 3 into 3 to 5, and then out of that, flat 3 into 2. I believe I played, I screwed that up, but when I slowed it down using the Vidami, that G note is very clearly audible, and so I guess I'm a bad monkey. All right, so so we do 6-5. So that's taking the F sharp note and bending it up to the minor third. Open E, and then E harmonic 12th fret. So that's going to wrap up today's episode of Jacksnax. Thanks for stopping by. If you learned something, please do me a solid, okay? Subscribe. All right? Thanks a bunch. Take care.